Didn't quite know what to say at the end of it. And then she said, would you like to hear another one? It's a dinosaur.
Best known for starring in Jurassic Park, Sam Neill has enjoyed a long and varied career and seen plenty of developments in the film industry along the way. One thing that you seem to think has changed, and I'm quoting here, is you write in the book there's a great deal of mumbling now. Yeah. Mumbling on screen. How bad is it?
Because I was writing this book in rather a hurry. There were grumpy days. You can tell Sam is having a grumpy day today because he's grumpy about people mumbling. and I think it's a thing that a lot of young actors have, that it's kind of sexy to have a kind of whispering that no one else can hear. When you're working on a soundstage now, there are microphones around the place, but mostly it's a neck microphone. And you can get away with just sort of whispering and mumbling because the neck microphone is going to record everything. I mean, it's ridiculous, you know. We speak so that we can be understood. We don't go around mumbling because someone has hung a microphone around our necks.
You were in the running to play James Bond in the 1980s. You auditioned, but you write in the book that you didn't actually want the role. Why?
I had a very assertive agent at the time, and she said, darling, you're going to Pinewood on Thursday and you're going to audition for Bond, and that's it.
My friends call me Bond. James Bond.
I really didn't want to be the Bond that everyone didn't like. I didn't really want that gig at all, because you're stuck with it. If you're a Bond, you're a celebrity forever. I live a pretty normal life, and I think that's completely priceless.
And life is looking up. Sam Neill is still being treated, but is now in remission and is about to start filming a new movie.
I'm not afraid of dying. What I don't want to do is to stop living, because I really enjoy living. And I don't really want to terminate that life because it's been such a lot of fun.
And that's Sam Neill, the actor, speaking to Rebecca Jones about his memoir, Did I Ever Tell You This?
This is the BBC World Service, the road with the health wagon.
Our mission statement is to provide quality care to the medically uninsured here in the Appalachian Mountains.
I'm just treating people that I care about, you know, good mountain people that I love, and try to care for the best I can.
People's having to choose between the and food and a place to live.
We have a lot of mental health issues and a lot of substance use disorder that is very challenging for us to take care of.
If you can imagine a Winnebago that's totally stripped out, and we design it to be a medical clinic on the inside.
It's state of the art. Everything is brand new.
We do not bill anyone. We're totally free.
And the reason is because the Health Wagon is an established charity with a lot of supporters.
We're there for our patients really 24/7 because we are in a small community and we love our people here.
The Health Wagon at bbcworldservice.com/documentaries.
6:30 GMT, this is Weekend from the BBC World Service. To come, President Joe Biden has approved an oil drilling project on the North Slope of Alaska after a court suspended operations there. We'll hear arguments for and against. Also, Indian cinema is having a moment following triumphs at the Oscars recently. And we have guests. That's all to come on Weekend with me, Audrey Brown.
BBC News, David Harper. The former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan is travelling to Islamabad to make a court appearance. He faces a charge of not declaring state gifts he received as Prime Minister. Mr. Khan says the charges are politically motivated. A United Nations brokered deal to allow Ukraine to export grain from Black Sea ports is due to expire today, with uncertainty over whether Kiev and Moscow can agree to extend it. The grain initiative was brokered last July during fears of a global food crisis. Nigerians go to the polls on Saturday to elect their powerful governors. Heightened security is in place. Voters will choose governors in 28 of the 36 states. South Africa is bracing for a potential nationwide day of industrial action. A radical opposition party, the Economic Freedom Fighters, has vowed to shut down the country unless President Cyril Ramaphosa resigns over his handling of the economy. Reports in US media say the Justice Department is investigating ByteDance, the Chinese parent company of the video-sharing app TikTok, for possible spying on US citizens. The White House is hardening its stance towards forcing ByteDance to address national security concerns about TikTok. The President of Serbia and Prime Minister of Kosovo meet for talks today to try to normalise relations. Serbia has never recognised Kosovo's self-declared independence in 2008, which received EU backing. Security forces in Brazil have carried out an operation aimed at stopping nighttime attacks in the northeast of the country. The authorities say the attacks are being organised by jailed gang leaders in protest at prison conditions. Local media say cars have been set alight and government buildings riddled with bullets. Edwards has died from diabetes. Began a diplomatic career in the 1950s. His expulsion from the Cuban capital Havana after just 3 months inspired his best-known novel, Persona non grata. BBC News.
You're listening to Weekend from the BBC World Service with me, Audrey Brown. Now, I promised you guests, and guests we have. Belle True, international correspondent for The Independent, and Khan Ross, British writer and former diplomat.